we're talking about the encryption. Okay, so encryption have multiple ways of doing it. So let's suppose, first of all, let's understand the core concept first. Okay, so extension. Some people also call it plugin. Okay, so what is this extension first of all? So let's suppose when you buy a new Android phone, okay, and according to your requirement or according to the need which you have, right? If you are not getting any app installed on your in your iPhone or on your Android phone, what you do, you try to download the application or the software from the outside, right? Because that particular utility software or that particular app is not available, right, on your Android phone. Am I audible, everyone?
Yes, yes, yes.
So that particular feature or that particular utility is not available on your Android phone. So what you do, you try to download that third-party software or third-party APK file, APK file from outside, and you try to install it in your Android. In the same way, if you have certain specific task that you want to achieve, let's suppose Postgre is natively not supports the AI or ML related databases, right? So what we will do, but as per the requirement, my all the databases are residing in the Postgre only, and I want to enable the machine learning or AI related thing in my database. Let's suppose vectorization of the database. So what I will do, I will install a third party extension called PG Vector. Okay. So, but before that, let's understand the core concept. Postgre provides you multiple plugins to achieve certain task, utility, or certain use cases. Okay. So in that case, we have three kind of extensions available. The first extension is public extension, which is publicly available for everyone to download and use it without any cost or free of cost. And then there is a private extensions or the you can say the extensions which is provided by certain companies. Let's suppose Google has developed its own extensions for the Postgre, which they are using in GCP. Let's suppose AWS has created certain extensions which they are using in their platforms, which is not publicly available. If they want, they will release it based on certain cost, or it's up to them basically if they want to give you or not. So those kind of extensions are private extensions. Sometimes they are paid also. Okay, let's suppose you are a bank, you are a big bank of India, and you want to achieve a certain task. Let's suppose you want to translate all the XML data to your table. Let's suppose your source is sending you XML data and you want to automatically convert this XML data to your table. So what you will do, you will write your own extension which will translate this XML data to RDBMS format and it get converted into table and rows format. So you have created an extension, and this extension will come under the category of private extension where this got developed and you are using it for your own purpose. The public extension. The public extensions are the extensions which is widely available for public use, or it you can say anyone can go and download it, they can use it. So, and the third one is custom one. Okay, the custom ones are like you are building it on top of your Postgre environment. Okay, so basically you have created some shell script, some Python script or something, and you have created it just for your own utilization. Okay, but you are not releasing it to anyone. So you can put it on the custom category. So public, private, or custom. So now there you will ask a question, what is difference between private and custom? So most of the time companies are creating their own extensions. They are existing, but they are not releasing it for the end user people, or they are asking for money. So that goes into the private category. The custom category is, let's suppose I want to achieve a specific task. Let's suppose I want to enable my database. Uh, let's suppose I want to store all the JSON format value, .csv format value, or I want to store Chinese character in my database. So I'll just create a small extension for my own use. Okay, so that will fall under the custom category. Majority of the time we are using public extensions, like let's suppose PG underscore stats underscore statement. We want to use some crypto related extension. Let's suppose I want to encrypt my data. So I will use PG underscore crypto. Like that, I have n number of extensions available in the market. So let's suppose PG underscore crypto. It is very famous extension. See here, PG crypto, to store cryptographic data on your database, like that. In the same way, let's suppose I want to store the vector related databases or AIML ML related databases. I will use vector database extension, like that. I can download and install it. So uh, how these extensions are going to work under your databases. Okay, so the simple concept is these particular extensions are getting built on top of your catalog tables, catalog tables plus binaries. So binaries, catalog tables are the tables which is existing in the database. Binaries are the binary which these particular extensions are bringing into your database. One second, I'm getting a call. Just a minute. No problem. So catalog table plus binaries, and they are combining these both the information, and they are making a extension. Okay. So in other words, extensions are the software, or extensions are the packages which is getting deployed on top of the Postgre database to achieve certain specific tasks. Okay. For example, for example, you want to schedule a job every day to run on your database. Okay. So normally what we do for these kind of thing, what are the option we have? I have a job. Let's suppose I have a job. This job goes and connect to MySQL database, and it gets the dollar value every day, every second. So if I want to achieve the same thing, same kind of scheduled job in Postgre, what are the common option we have? Anyone? What are the common option we have?
PG cron.
No, PG cron is there, but in general, what we do?
Normal cron tab also.
Normal cron tab we are doing, right? But let's suppose
Yeah.
I don't want to do it on the OS level. I want to achieve it like other databases, like in Oracle we have jobs, right? In Oracle or in SQL Server we have jobs, right? So in the same way, I want to enable my database to run the jobs on a specific date or time. What we do, we will install a external binary or external task or external extension called pg underscore cron. So like that, we have n number of extensions available in the market. So being a DBA, it is our responsibility to install, maintain, and manage these particular binaries. So what are the common tasks that a DBA is doing when he's managing the binaries? First of all, he should manage, or he should understand how these binaries are residing in the database. Okay, so let's suppose if I want to see how many extensions are currently there in my database. So there's a specific extension or catalog available is pg underscore extension. The moment you hit it, it says it gives you the list of extensions available inside your database. So currently I have only one extension, PLP, PL, PS SQL, mean to say this particular package enables me to create the basic database objects like create table, create index, create metallized view, all those things. But let's suppose due to some XYZ reason, I want to install a new binary. Okay, let's suppose my company want me to store all the longitude and latitude into my database. Okay, so longitude and latitude database, specific database can be stored in the table also as in the form of table rows and column. But let's suppose they want to use this particular information for some mapping purpose. Okay, so for that particular purpose, Postgre doesn't provide any native functionality, right, to store the longitude, latitude, or GIS or geospatial data. So what we can do, we can install a extension called PG underscore GIS, which is very famous. If you go to any job interview, sometimes they specifically ask, do you work on PGGIS? So PGGIS is not by default enabled in my database, right? But let's suppose due to some XYZ requirement, if I want to bring this particular extension to my or enable into my database, I have to go and install this particular binary or plugin into my database. Okay, so the prerequisite, okay, to install any uh, extension is you supposed to get the binary available in your Postgre itself. Okay, so by default Postgre provides you, let's suppose this is my Linux operating system, and by default Postgre provides you a binary called cruntib. Let me practically show you what I'm talking about. So if you go and what is the actual name, cruntib, or let's suppose
Country model is not installed by default. We have to
by
install it.
default, yes. So let's suppose that particular module is not available by default here. So what we will do, we will install it. The moment we will install it, we can create or we can install that particular related specific extensions. Okay, so for example, let's suppose uh, for this particular example sake, I am planning to install pg underscore stats underscore statement extension into my database. So pg underscore stats underscore statement is a extension which provides the detailed information about my execution statistics or the SQLs that I running on my database. Okay, it gives me a view, or you can say it enables me to see how many database queries are running, how many times they are getting executed, how long it is taking. So to get all the details, I don't have any specific option available in the Postgre, right? So what I am going to do, I will install this particular uh, extension into my database. So for creating any extension, first of all, we supposed to have the binary. So let's suppose if I directly go and try to create this particular extension, I might get a error. Can you see this? I'm getting the error. The error says that particular binary or the particular software, in other words, or you can say code is not available on my Postgre installation directory, or it can be in other directory also. Okay, depending, it completely depends which kind of extension you are installing. So let's suppose currently this package is not available in my Postgre installation. So what I have to do, I will go and based on my operating system, let's suppose currently I am using let me remove my RC file first of all. Okay, so let's suppose I have installed Alma Linux. Okay, for example, in your case, it can be RHEL, it can be Ubuntu, or it can be anything. So for this particular operating system, I have to install a specific binary. So what I will do, I will just bring that particular binary, which I supposed to, which is going to give me this particular extension. So every extension have their own documentation available. Okay. So now you will ask like how you came to know this about this particular specific binary to install. So simply if you go to the documentation, you will find that to enable that particular extension, you have to bring certain binaries, which is very well documented in their documentation. So let's suppose I want to enable this pg underscore stats underscore statement extension in my database. I have to first install this binary. So I'm not a power user. So what I will do, I will come out from Postgre and I will simply install it as a root. If you are greater than 8 or 9, you can use DNF command also in Linux. I'm using yum. You can use DNF. There's another way of installing binaries. If you have zip or tar available for that particular binary, that also you can go and untar into that specific location. That also works. Is that clear? At least basics that I'm trying to explain here. What is extension? Why we use it? At least basics.
Yes, yes, we can. Like these three type of sources we can install from the extensions, right? Like a cron
Correct.
tube. Okay.
You can install from crontab, you can install from any yum repository, you can also bring the packages, untar it, make it, and then install it. So basically binaries are nothing but the C++ files, or the file where Postgre database itself has been written. Okay, so those binaries are first requirement that we have to install, and on top of that we can install these crontab. This crontab is specific to pg underscore stats underscore statement. Okay, so meanwhile this is getting installed, let me just quickly explain you how this works. Actually, how Postgre is working with these kind of extensions. So first of all, PostgreSQL have the extension available. Let's suppose extensions are available on the Postgre. It is not directly going to work. It is going to, the extension is going to be used by two base requirement. The first one is your catalog tables. Second thing is the base binaries. Okay, and these base binaries has to be enabled on your PostgreSQL startup level. Okay, which I'm going to show you. Mean to say, first step, install the binary, of that particular extension. Second thing, create the binary on DB level. Third level, if that particular extension needs to be reloaded on the database level, you have to go to your postgresql.conf, and you have to enable that particular binary so that Postgre engine can use it like that. So which I'm going to practically show you. First of all, install the binary, install the extension on the database level, and also if required, I have to enable that particular extension binary on postgre.conf. So everywhere, let's suppose, let me open another tab. Meanwhile, it is getting installed. So here on every postgre.config, we have an option called preload libraries. Okay. So if your extension need to reload the libraries, you have to explicitly mention that library inside your postgre.conf. So let's go to our PG data. And let me open my postgres.sql.conf. Under the conf, you have, can you see this? Shared preload libraries. So basically, after installing on binary level, after installing on the database level, you have to mention that particular extensions binaries here if it is required. It's not 99% required that you have to go and configure it here. But as we are installing pg underscore stats underscore statement, by default, according to the documentation of pg underscore stats underscore statement, we have to put that particular binary information under the config also. See here, like that. We'll go and we will put pg underscore stats underscore statement under the shared library parameter, okay, which I'm going to show you. So in other words, your extensions are just a plugin that you are installing on the Postgre level, and you are also installing them on the operating system level, then the database level. And if those binaries need any postgre.conf related changes, you are going to add that into your postgre.conf also. Okay. So let's suppose this binary is going to get over, and then I will show you how to install it on the Postgre level. Any questions so far? Any question related to extensions? There's a website which give you the current extensions list, which always get populated by I think every month they populate all these different extensions. Can you see here? So they provide you extensions for each and every Postgre extensions. Let's suppose you are planning to do some specific task. Let's suppose you are planning to create gin or gist or index related thing or cron or something, you want to enable into your database. You can just come here and you can find that particular extension that you are planning to install into your database. So in other words, plugins are just a extra part of the Postgre installation, or you can say the whatever functionality is not available on your Postgre and you want to enable it, you can use Postgre extensions to install them. Okay, the important thing about extension is whenever you are committing any extension or when you are using any extension, please always check the compatibility of that extension also. Let's suppose AWS is allowing you only specific extensions. So let's suppose if you are planning to use any specific extension on AWS, always go and check the compatibility in the Postgre in the AWS document itself. Otherwise, what will happen if that particular extension is not supported by your cloud provider or your the database version or the operating system version, you will not able to use that particular extension in your environment. So the first thing is you have to check the compatibility of that extension in every cloud service providers compatibility list. In the same way, Azure also provides you certain extensions only. It is not going to provide you all the extensions like your on-premises. Okay. In on-premises, we have flexibility to install. Flexibility to install. Prasant, can you mute yourself? Someone is. So in that case, you have to go and check the compatibility metrics first. Make sense, everyone? Is it clear? Hello? I'm audible?
Yes.
Yes, Abhishek.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your extension is not only important when you are installing it, also it is important when you are upgrading your database. Sometimes what happens, let's suppose I'm using pg underscore stats underscore statement, pg underscore stat underscore statement on version 17, let's suppose 16. Okay. And suddenly what is happening? I want to upgrade it to my database to 17. And this particular extension is not compatible with 17. Then in that case, your upgrade might get impacted. So whenever you are doing any upgrade or whenever you are planning to do any upgrade, make sure you check all your future extension versions and make sure the compatibility matrix is met with the future database version. Otherwise, your upgrade is not going to be successful. That's why in interviews, people are asking, what is the prerequisite of the upgrade? You remember, right? Multiple times interviewer are asking like, I want to upgrade my database for 16 to 17. What should I check? So sometimes they are explicitly trying to understand that if the extensions are available or not in the later version, or binaries are available or in the later section or not. Binaries are also very important. Sometimes we have seen that extension binaries are not supported on the OS level also. So you have to make sure your future binaries or your future extension supposed to be compatible with DB version as well as your OS version. Otherwise, what will happen? Even though if you try to install the extension, it is not going to work or you are not going to get the appropriate result based on your requirement. Got it? Everyone? Yeah, Rohit.
Abhishek, just a small question.
Mhm,
You said there is section of public one.
mhm,
So
mhm.
these are the we can rely on this extension for our production system or not? Because it is publicly
Very good
available, na?
question. So as I have mentioned, always try to avoid the public repository. How many public repository we have? We have EPEL, right? EPEL.
Hmm.
So whenever you are installing or using any packages from public libraries, uh, try to sanitize your packages. Mean to say, try to use it from your uh, uh, authorized database repository or authorized OS repository. So let's suppose uh, currently I am on the community edition, right? So what I can do, I can go and install it from the community binaries or something, right? But for the production system, let's suppose I'm using Percona and I want to install pg underscore stats underscore statistics. So I should be taking the binary from them
Percona.
only.
Per,
Percona
okay.
Percona only. Let's suppose, unfortunately, you are not getting that binary and you have used it from the, let's suppose, from the public repository, and public repository binary is tempered, you know. You understand what is tempered? So what happens? Hackers, what they do, they just create these kind of packages. Recently there was a big
Okay.
outage, right? SSL package outage recently happened. Multiple airlines and multiple people got impacted. So they create these packages and they push into public repositories. And what we do, accidentally we download these binaries to our production systems. And what these packages are doing, they are doing multiple unauthorized activities. They are sending the data, they are deleting the files, or they are locking the files, or they are locking your entire table and they are asking for money, ransomware or something. So always try to avoid the public repository. Always use the certified repository like this. Can you see this? This is Percona's repository for pg underscore stats underscore statement. In the same way, you have EDB. So download the pg underscore stats underscore statement from EDB repository like that. And the important thing, the interview point of thing related to extension is always try to check the compatibility ahead in the time before committing or before using it. Mean to say, let's suppose you said I have RDS database and I'm going to use PG underscore cron it. Cron on top of your RDS database. But here, if I went and just check whether AWS RDS supports PG cron or not, right? So if PG underscore cron is not at all available on AWS, then I can't use it because these binaries are not managed by us. It is managed by AWS. So always get the list of the supported binaries, supported extensions, supported Postgres supported extensions. So it will give you a very clear cut list and which particular extensions will be supported on AWS and which is not supported. Can you see PG cron here? It is not there, right? So it means PG underscore cron is not going to work on RDS, just for the example. So these are the important thing that you have to do in terms of extensions. You can write your own extension also. I have created my own extension, 2-3 extensions specific to my work. If you are interested, I will send you my code also to you just to, configure it.
So, sir,
Any question? Yeah.
yeah. See, in this case, now you mentioned that, see, on
Hmm.
AWS RDS, now that
Mhm.
extension is not supported.
Hmm.
So now I have the requirement that I need to be upgrade, okay, but
Hmm.
some extension is not available on that particular vendor.
Hmm.
So then how can I proceed further then? And that extension is very important then.
Very important because without extension your application is not going to work. So
Correct, yeah.
in that case either you have 3 to 4 options. First option, if you have the people available in your team who understand the extension and they can write the patches, or you can write your own extension, you can you can create your custom extension, which is very tedious job. Mean to say, manage and creating the extension is not a easy task. Second thing, either you can go for the version or go for the specific sub version where that extension is available. You can adjust your future release, or you can change your provider, something like that. Or you can wait for that extension to be available on your service provider. Sometimes we
Okay.
can request also that we want to use this, but
Yes,
if you are using a managed service, let's suppose RDS and all, then you have to completely relying on the AWS only. Make sense,
Yep.
everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Abhishek, writing extension in using which language you're doing? Or
Writing language we can do in C and C++ because Postgre is developed in C and C++.
okay.
So you can do that in that particular. Why it is taking this much long? This is supposed to be done in few seconds. No problem. Let it get installed. Any question meanwhile?
Abhishek, one question.
Mm-hmm.
Vinod raised one question. It's, even from
Mm-hmm.
my side also the same.
Mm-hmm.
How we can know Postgres extensions which
Mm-hmm.
installed from app side or which are using from the DB?
Okay. No, I'm not clear about that. Like, mean to say,
Okay.
uh-huh.
How to
So
check?
yeah, we
Yeah,
can
go ahead.
check /dx, okay,
No, no,
Right,
no,
in the database.
right.
no, no. Prashant, let me clarify my question.
Mm-hmm.
So, if app is using some extensions,
Mm-hmm.
which is depending on the databases or somewhere,
Mm.
so can we have any option to know the extensions which are using from the DB side?
No, it is not like that you will be knowing it. It is like application is going to tell you, boss, I want to install, let's suppose I want to install partition table. Okay, for example, I want to use partition table, and partition table by default, the specific function that they are using is not available. Okay, so what they will do, they will tell you, boss, can you install PG partment for me in that
Mm,
database? Then what
mm,
you will do, you will go and create, you will understand whether this particular extension which my application team has been requested is available on my database or not. First thing. So how you will
okay.
check? you will say, boss, I am using Postgres 17.7. So you will go and do the research. If that particular extension is available, you will install and make them available using the installation steps like this. Can you see
So,
this?
so whatever extensions are installed in our database, which is related to the application side, we can check
Mm.
the same way, like either extension from the either for backwards class DX, that is the only.
That is the
So,
only one. Or
okay.
also there is another way. We have another query which can tell you how many extensions are available for this particular database to be installed. There are two views, PG
PG underscore
underscore extensions and PG underscore install underscore extensions, and another one is PG underscore available underscore extensions. Let me show you that also. PG underscore PG select star from PG underscore available underscore extension. This
Extensions.
extensions.
Extension.
So
But
Mhm.
right now you have not installed the control model. That's why you are only seeing
that's
one.
why
But
I'm seeing only one. The moment my model is installed, I am going to see a big list of from this output, right? So
around 20 to 25.
around 20 or 25. But apart from that list, if I want to install any third-party extension, in that case, I want to bring the packages like this, first of all, on my system, and then I can install that particular extension also. Vinod, you got your answer? Like, is that clear? What is this? Rizwan, you have asked one question. Check the table definition. The data type is different. What is
No, no, no.
this?
I was asking, questions there.
Okay. Sorry, huh? I'm not seeing this chat when because I have total 3, 4 monitors. So I just see the monitor which is shared between for this particular session. Is this
Yeah.
clear
Very
at
good.
least? The
Yeah,
extension is clear?
very clear, very clear that one.
Abhishek,
But
do
only
you
I
have
received the
control
same
for
question.
RDS for
Mm-hmm.
the extensions, or it's just a service?
Come again. Come again. Your voice was breaking. Hello?
Sorry, yeah. I just wanted to know that on
Uh-huh.
the RDS
Mm-hmm.
Postgres, do
Mm-hmm.
we have the control on this extensions or not?
Only control you have whatever is provided by RDS or AWS. Whatever they are providing you on the plate, you can choose.
Okay, like once the RDS is built as a Postgres, it will come
Hmm,
with along with all the extensions by default,
hmm.
or we can just choose whichever that they provide for the RDS. Later we can install it.
Later you can install it. They will just give you a list of the extension which is available to install. You will run this command and you will get a extension which is available to install for this particular version. You will get an output. In my case, I don't have package. This package is getting installed. Once this package is there, I can see all the available extension which I can install here. Same way, you can read the AWS documentation and they can give you the extension name and version basically. Clear?
I would say the extension,
Yes.
Mhm.
we are having extensions in Postgres. That is good, but it sometimes the extension was created by developer. They don't know
Ah.
like operation things or something. So while using it, I would say if that extension is not better tested or some from the public repository which you are
Hmm,
having expert
hmm,
support, so
mhm,
then only go ahead and install it, use it.
hmm.
Otherwise, don't.
Yes, very good. Very good. Otherwise, what will happen if your extension is tempered or you got some SQL injected, binaries or something? It can people can attack
Yeah.
your database also.
Yeah, in also in EDB or Percona, they are
Hmm.
having extensions. Yeah, we can use it, but that extensions also have some bugs around it. So
Bugs around it, right?
yeah,
So I would say, being a DBA, sometimes you will find that your 10 to 15% of time will go to extension. If you're doing upgrade, if you're doing a migration, the people who are coming from the Oracle side, you can think like, because you people are coming from a box pack approach. You don't have any plugin concept. For you, plugin is nothing but a extra piece of software which is getting installed around Oracle. Like you can say data pump is nothing but an extension to export the database. Okay. Import export is another extension. Advanced compression is a extension. Like that you can think. MySQL have option of plugins. So MySQL people already know about this kind of concept. Okay. Mongo does not have any inbuilt uh, binaries available, but we have a lot of third party binaries available which we can not install directly like Postgre on the Mongo, but externally we can use it as an external software. But in Postgre, extensions are basically inside your database engine itself. Inside your database engine itself in the form of catalog table. Sorry, my pen need to be changed. So catalog table as well as binaries. Clear? Is this clear?
Yeah. Sir, one question. So, in a upgrade case, like you mentioned 16 to 17, okay, we enter upgrade. So, what precaution will I take in the case of extension? So now, when I'm going to start upgrade, and because this extension is very important, whether a new version is going to support or not, okay, and how their vendor. So, what are the things you have to take care about this extension then?
In that case, let's suppose your extension is not available or something. So when you are doing POC, right? So what you can do, you can create a POC first, proof of concept, with your advanced version, whatever you are upgrading. Let's suppose 17. I will create a very clear-cut POC, and I will make sure my POC is connected with my application, so that these extensions are getting checked in the level of new version. I should not rely only on the database level. Getting my point? Let's suppose in 16, whenever I write sys date, okay, sys date gives me dd, yy, and seconds. But in the 17, in the 17's extension, now the second is also getting micro millisecond also along with that. Mean to say previously I was getting dd, yy second, but in the new extension I get micro millisecond also. Micro millisecond also as a output of sysdate. Then what will happen? My application code will break, right? Because I have not created any function or something to handle micro milliseconds. So what will happen? My application in the POC level itself, I am going to get lot of application logs with the errors, and I will try to fix it. So that is the whole gist of doing the compatibility test. Never ever do the compatibility test on the database level, because we are DBA. We doesn't understand why they are using this extension. What is the whole purpose? So always give the POC and try to connect the application and test your extension ahead of the time. Yeah, Prasant.
Yeah, so basically, we have two types of, upgrade. One is in place upgrade and another is out of place upgrade. If we are on same server, right? So we are doing pre-checks, okay? Once we validated pre-checks, then no need to install those packages. But if you are planning to new server out of place upgrade, then in that case, SA team will help for the installation of these packages.
Packages, correct. Very good answer. Yes.
Yeah, this is very straightforward and simple. Okay,
Simple.
nothing any big deal in
Rocket
this.
science
Okay?
is there, right?
Yeah, correct.
But only problem comes, let's suppose you are working, I don't want to take the name, you are working a kind of company where they have their own extensions. Okay, all the big companies have their own database extensions. So in that case, you should be aware that what has to be done in case you are coming from any those kind of companies. So that's why I'm giving you this concept in detail.
Right. According to the, I mean, flavor, for example, EDB or Paracona or open source.
Parcona,
Okay.
open source.
Yeah. So few companies with they are using EDB. So we are raising the ticket with EDB because if we planning the environment wise, so we are doing the POC on stage database, and then we are once stage database will be successful, then we are planning MTF and production.
Correct. Very good. Any question?
Abhishek, for the upgrade purpose, when you say that the extensions might cause any issues while performing an upgrade or something like that, can we disable all the extensions first and then upgrade it, then we can re-enable them? Is that option possible?
Basically, the question is not about the installation or something. Question is related to compatibility. Installation will be successful. It's not a matter of installation. That's what you're trying to say, right?
Yes,
Disable and so it is not related to the question of enablement or disablement. Either you can install or uninstall. You have only two options. Okay. But the question is that particular extension is going to support in your feature release or not. That's the main thing. So you are a Oracle DBA, right? Let's suppose you have a package manager, right? In Oracle, we call it what? I forgot that. You apply the patches, right? What we have that utility name?
O-patch apply, yeah.
O-patch apply. O-patch apply. So O-patch, sometimes you are applying the O-patch and O-patch itself says I am very old. It happens, right? O-patch itself says I am very old for this particular new version. First upgrade me. Then only able to apply this patch, right? This issue comes in the production, right? Same thing here. To install any new extension, your extension binary or main extension has to be updated. Then only this particular functionality or something will work. So the best place is to find the documentation ahead of the time.
No, that's true, sir. But now in the Postgres, see, as you mentioned now, sys time, okay, it's going to give the information millisecond. So that time application code is going to break. Now, as a DBA, I just upgrade it, okay.
Yes.
I taken care of extension. But if application don't understand, okay, this is how
then
additional
it's a disaster.
Okay, disaster. That's why. So
that's a disaster.
It's a game of who's going to take responsibility. As a DBA, I upgraded it. Now the application team did not perform the proper functional testing or some integration testing. Then, but anyhow, it's a disaster.
Yes. So we should be aware of the core concept. Simple. If something comes, there are scenarios where I have seen people are using community edition, but they have installed Parcona extensions. They are using Parcona and they have installed community editions. EDB is not possible. EDB sometimes fails, but don't do all these things. Don't go with mix and match. If you are using community edition, install community edition binaries. If you're using Parcona, install Parcona related binaries. That is another problem I have seen. So just an extra piece of information. Clear? Everyone is clear till here? Okay. So my binary is ready. Now let's see. Okay. I think I have to restart my machine.
So one point
operation is aborted
here.
Aborted? Oh, sorry. Oh, let it install. I thought it got installed. Yeah. Tell me about your question.
I missed some explanation related to the extension when we outplace upgrade. How it's going to be happen? I think Vikash or someone explained in the different formation.
Prasant was talking about. So when you are doing in place upgrade, by default your extension will also get upgraded to the newer version. But when you are doing outplace upgrade, mean to say a new server, in that case you have to install your upgraded extensions separately. like that.
Something like we have to take care about our side entirely, right?
Correct.
We have okay. No other
Being a
things is going to
DBA,
be.
it's your responsibility to manage the extension, but only the operation part, not the functional part. Functional part is managed by application team that I have mentioned, right? Micromilliseconds, or your
Yeah.
extension is not giving you optimal result, then it's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to only make it available, whatever version they are requesting for.
Got it.
Always another very important thing recently in my last 22 years, I have seen few accidents. Let me talk to you about the accidents also, because that they are very important. I have seen people are logging into production servers and they normally do yum update. Okay, everyone does, right? How many people do this yum update or yum install XYZ? We do, right? Do you understand this first of all?
Mostly IT team, Linux team does this
Yes.
without confirming with DBA.
Without
From past also, yeah.
Yeah.
So there
or
was,
It is mess up in the database.
yes, or today morning, Monday morning, the, you are just going to office, yeah, with a lot of cool mind saying that nothing is there today, and yesterday night someone has executed the OS patch or someone has pushed the OS changes, right? It happens, right? So
yeah,
what
yeah,
is the common scenario? Let's suppose my database is Postgres 16 and it is expecting the binary. Let's suppose this error came right here first time. My Postgre is expecting some kind of binary, right, to run this extension, right? See here. So what is happening under the hood, under the database, someone has changed the binary in production itself. And what will happen? There are multiple side effects of this. If with the grace of God, there is no change in the binary, mean to say there is no major changes in the binary. Binaries are just, when we change the binary, either we change it core version or engineering version or the sub version, right? That's a core concept, right, of the binary. So let's suppose nothing has changed, then it no problem. It will work with the higher version of the binary. But let's suppose it's a black day for us, Black Monday, then your entire extension is going to be break. So be very careful. Like see here, I'm updating the packages, right? It is clear cut giving me a list, right? Package list. It is also giving me a version, right? Can you see this? It's giving me version, right? So make sure when you are doing all these kind of operations, you are not accidentally updating any Postgre related binaries or Postgre related extension binary. Otherwise, you might invite a production outage. And if you are a DevOps DBA or cloud DBA, then it's our responsibility to handle all these things. So always, what is the best thing to upgrade the package? Whenever you are updating the package, create the save points on the OS level. So if you have your save point or if you have your backup available, at least you can identify which package got updated and you can revert that packages. Make sense, everyone?
That will take care by Linux admin, or we have to take care about that
No,
versions.
if you are a core DBA, then you are depending on the Linux team. But if you are a DevOps DBA and or DBA, let's suppose the modern DBAs which are handling everything like the databases as well as the DevOps as well as the
Right.
cloud, then it might fall under you.
So what is the method like? Which method
Method
we
is
can?
simple. Method is always save your yum update. Mean to say in the Linux level, you have an option before ahead of the time, before updating anything, just run a dry run. Don't update it, just do a dry run so that you have a list like this and you can see which particular package is going to be updated so that you can avoid that packages. We can exclude the, in the yum or DNF command, we have option to exclude the packages or lock the packages. Getting my point? So even on the OS level, I can lock these packages saying that until unless I want, don't update these packages. So locking is also available. Make sense?
But sir,
Save
how
points.
sorry.
Hmm.
So you're just going to be using yum install. You're going to
Hmm.
install it, not upgrade it. So when you're
Hmm.
doing an installation of new package,
Hmm.
so how it going to be upgrade existing RPM?
No, when you're saying no package, then it will not do. But normally people have a habit of typing yum update or apt update, right?
Oh,
We have an option, right? Because
update the command. Okay, okay,
chat GPT by default gives apt update. Chat GPT by
okay.
default gives yum update. Chat GPT by default gives DNF update, right?
Oh, okay.
Are you getting my point? In that case, let's suppose you are running an Android application and
Hmm.
Android application is working perfectly fine, but suddenly you updated your Android application and you have
Okay.
started getting the issues because your base Android is not compatible with the new release. Same kind of scenario will happen here.
Okay. So because I use only yum install, not update. That's why. Okay.
You are a wise person. You are not doing, but just go and write in Chat GPT. It will give you option yum update, DNF update, apt update, which is dangerous command for
Yeah,
production.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
that
system library changes maybe affect Postgres.
affect for
Yeah.
Postgre. Yes, yes. So being an instructor, it's my responsibility to just tell you about all these production related problems.
That's very good. Yeah, that's good. Thank you for
Yes,
information.
yes. And if I'll be the engineer or if I'll be the person, I will make a save point every time whenever I'm doing any update, any packages and everything. Even I'm a DBA, I will make a save point. I will not do it direct upgrade. Okay. Let it get installed and then we will finish this. Any question, anything related to any topic? I don't have any
Sir,
problem.
one thing. So how can I do this lab practice actually? I just joined
Hmm,
today.
hmm,
So how
hmm,
can I do this all setup
hmm.
practice purpose?
So basically what I follow, I use Vagrant to set up my
Mm-hmm.
VMs. So what you can do, you can just install VM, install Vagrant, and you can install, first thing you can install Vagrant. Then you can install any VM software or application like VirtualBox or VMware.
And do
If
you
you are
have all the
installing,
recording? All
yeah,
these
yeah,
things?
yeah, everything is recorded, everything is covered. In case if you get any issue, you just ping me. After the class, I will help you to do all these things.
Okay.
Okay. We have also spoke about Jenkins. You can create your Jenkins pipeline also for these kind of things. Once you are good with the installation and everything.
Okay.
Anyone completed the assignment? Jenkins pipeline for Vagrant? Anyone completed? Anyone tried? No? No problem. Once I have time, I will do it and I will show you that how to do that. Okay. Because that is also important. Okay. So let's do the restart.
Abhishek, I have tried for a use case in my system, in my
Mm-hmm.
current setup. So
Mm-hmm.
there is something users were logging into the Linux system and running the
Mm-hmm.
commands of extracting the data. So I
Mm-hmm.
have implemented Jenkins,
Mm-hmm.
and just a not a proper setup is done, but now
Mm-hmm.
the data is extracting through the pipeline something.
Very good. So you implemented it everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Can so okay, no problem. We'll talk in offline. Like I'll if you want, I will give you more options. Can you see here? Once my package is installed, see once I got this package, cron tip package, I got my options that how many kind of extensions I can install. Is it clear, everyone? So this is not installed. This is available extensions. If I want to see the installed one, there is a different catalog table. What is the full name? Let me find that.
PG
PG
underscore
underscore.
extensions only.
No, there is another one. Extensions, correct. PG underscore
Extension.
See, so what is the difference? This is installed and this is available, which you can install. So this is nothing but installed in your Android phone, and this is Play Store. Make sense? So in the Play Store, you have these many options. And if your extension is not available here, in that case, you have to bring the binary or bring the particular binary, first installed it on OS level, and then create the extension. So currently, I have just installed the extension. I have not, I have installed the binary, but I have not installed it on my Postgre level. So how I'll do that? I will simply go and simply create the extension. So under the hood, what happened? Under the hood, what happened? OS got the binary. Now Postgre also got the binary, and using the binary, Postgre has created the extension under my database engine. So how to see the extension? What is the slash command? dx. So can you see here? And now if I do select star from pg underscore stats underscore statements, I will get the, see why I'm getting this? What is that I'm missing? These particular extensions only work if I have loaded in my Postgre config. So every extension config file. So if your extension has a requirement to enable it on the shared preload library option, preload. So you have to go and explicitly assign that particular extension name under your preload library. So in post preload library, let me put it.
We have to put in a shared preload libraries.
Yes. Sorry. Shared. Shared preload library. Shared preload library. Shared preload library. So here I'll just go and put pg underscore stats underscore statement, right? 1 minute. Let me check on the internet also, so that we'll put the correct value. Pg underscore stats underscore statement. So
Also, Pergona has released new extension PG Stat Monitor, which is better than PG Stat Statement. I think.
yes.
PG Stat Monitor.
Pg starts underscore statement. Let me do like this better. Shared. And once this is done, we have to reload the database. Reload. So now if I run the same query, Must be loaded via
You have
shared.
to restart, not reload.
Yes. Restart. How I can find that I have to restart or reload?
It is written right beside the parameter in configuration. Also, we have a
No,
system.
let's
Also, we
suppose
have table
I don't have that option, but I want to find out that I
we
have to
have
reload, restart.
tables in
Mhm.
which we get the information like whether that
Mhm.
parameter required restart or
Mhm.
only reload.
So what is that table?
I forgot the table
Select
name.
star from pg underscore settings. Settings have option. It's an interview question. That's why I'm asking. So
Setting
pg
will, I think,
underscore.
just show the current settings.
No. It also
Like
shows. It also shows which level of restart is required. So yes, in settings we have a column called pending restart, or a column which says that whether we have to restart, reboot, or disconnect the session. All this information it gives. I'll give you that also. Don't worry. Stop. Start. PSQL. Can you see this? Started working. Make sense? Everyone? So in the high level, if I ask what I did to install the extension, what I did so far, very, very high level.
Downloaded the package and then
Install.
you downloaded the package and then put the binary and then you installed it on the database and then you put it on the configuration file.
Correct. Correct.
I have one question here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on Postgres, you created the extension pgstat statements. If I want to see this pgstat for a different database, let's say your test db01, you go into test db01 and then you say create extension, right?
Right.
Okay.
This extension is created on the but it's not a thumb rule that I have to do it depending on the extension.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you can go and read about that particular extension, what where it has to be created. Either it is a cluster level or at a database level.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So because it is context basically. So
Yeah,
you
context.
can query the context, and context works on multiple levels. See here, postmaster level. So it
Yeah.
has level of three kind of things: postmaster level, sign up level, backend level, super user level, and user level. So if shared value has shared buffer is changed, it means what I have to do?
Postmaster restart.
The
Postmaster restart.
context will be postmaster.
Correct. Context will be post. So just sometimes people ask this question in interviews, so that's why I asked
No,
just.
I faced this question actually.
Yeah.
So, sir, postmaster then it means we need to be restart or reload.
Restart.
Okay. Okay.
Postmaster
And
main.
main, okay, restart. And when we need to be do reload, then that time it will show what exactly instead of
Sign up.
postmaster.
Sign up. So it will show sign up.
Okay.
I will show it. Don't worry. I will when we'll change the parameter and all, I'll show you.
Okay.
But this is the way. It's same like SP file and P file, right? In
Yes,
Oracle we
correct.
do like
Yes, sir.
do.
We
Mongo, I
have.
don't know. We have any option? I don't remember. I don't think we have any option. MySQL also doesn't have any option. So okay. So is it good? So far we are good to understand the extension and everything.
Yes.
Make sure you do the
Niket,
practice. Yeah.
can you share the list of important extensions which, as a DBA, will be very helpful? Like for PG, for scheduling a job, it is we have a PG cron.
Oh.
For monitoring the query, like how much CPU RAM how number of times the query is executed. We have pgstat statement and pgstat monitor. But apart for automating the partition, we have pgpartment. And for
Partment,
column level encryption, we have pg crypto.
PG
So
crypto.
what all additional extensions
In
which
the current job market, if you are targeting, if you are planning to go to any AI company, okay, just try to practice this extension as much as you can. It will make your life, it will make you rich.
yeah, nowadays what is this
PG vector.
Is the
yeah,
extension.
pg vector is nowadays coming popular because of AI
Very,
and ML.
very popular, very popular. If you are a PostgreDBA and know about PG vector, which I'm going to teach everything in AI and ML part when we will come to that. So PG vector is becoming so popular because people don't want to change their, it's like why it is becoming popular. If you already have a Postgre database and they are just trying to integrate AI or ML, they have to just install this, and this is very powerful extension. So if you are planning for job switch or you are planning to upgrade your knowledge, I will highly recommend to this one, and I will give you the list also, some of the list. Okay, but try to understand one thing. Some of the extension, there is no thumb rule for the extensions. Every extension is unique. So don't try to generalize your knowledge. Every extension works in a different way to try to understand that extension. Make sense, Vikas? Is it
Yes,
clear?
by learning pg vector, we will become rich.
Yes, you will become rich.
Okay.
Knowledge, when knowledge is rich, automatically background is also rich.
Yes, because I have
So,
when people